Let's take a look at the next way we can use the switch statement. We're set up as we were previously. Number of siblings is the variable. It has a value of 2, and we perform our switch on the number of siblings. The difference is we now have case statements that have a range. The first one, 0 through to 1. The second one, 2 through to 4. The third one, 5 through to 7. And then the final one, the default catch-all. If it didn't fall into any of those ranges, then it drops through to the default and executes there. So let's run the code. And we see lots of sharing. We have a value of 2. So that fell into this case statement. And obviously, we got here lots of sharing. That's exactly what we were looking for. So let's now come back up and change this. And we say, let's say there's 7 siblings this time around. Let's run our code. And we see that is crowded. So this is the code that's been executed from that case statement. And now we'll go with our default, and I'm going to give it a value of -3. And we'll run it. Nothing to say. It doesn't make sense. So that was the switch statement where our cases have a range. 0 to 1, 2 to 4, 5 to 7. We, of course, can set that range to a whole lot of other things. So that's the switch statement in that context. Let's take a look at one more version of the switch statement. So set up as we have been in the previous examples, and we're going to perform the switch on the variable number of siblings. And now our case is 0 to less than 2, or 2 to less than 5, or 5 to less than 8. So we have a value of 2, and let's run the code and see where it fits. Lots of sharing is what comes out. So it was in the range between 2 and less than 5. So we've had that piece of code execute. Let's now change this to, let's say, 8, and run the code one more time. And we've come to our default, nothing to say. So it wasn't between 0 and less than 2, between 2 and less than 5, 5 and less than 8. So it wasn't in those ranges, and hence our switch statement drops through to the default and prints out nothing to say. So that's the switch statement in Swift.